Well, not really pay for play, right? It's
right.
it's
No,
it's
it's not.
right
It's
of
like
likeness.
it's a likeness. Yeah.
Right of likeness.
Well,
Yeah.
the act is
Yeah.
called pay for play,
Yeah.
but it's not what it means.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of people don't know how long that fight's been going on. I mean, I think I founded the Black Student Union in 1994 at University of Hawaii, based on, being able to make money off of what you do.
Yeah.
As same way as you would, if you were, well, for me personally, I experienced it because I was making money on my likeness, and I went through those legal battles with the NCAA in order to do it. And then I dropped my sports scholarship, right? I dropped my sports scholarship and I took an English scholarship because I wanted the freedom that would give me. And I also wanted to free money up to get a couple pretty decent Israeli guys, which worked out. But all of a sudden you're really aware, like, wait a minute, I could write a book right now and I'm on a full English scholarship and I'm not making the school any money.
Right.
So why can I do that? Why can I take this English scholarship, go write a book? Or I was publishing actually poetry at the time, and winning little awards. Maybe it was $100 or whatever, but still you're making money. Meanwhile, we had a guy before I went to UH, right? It was probably the best team that UH had ever had, with Allen and those guys.
Samoan dude, yeah.
Right, and they got kicked out of the tournament. Probably, definitely one top two teams in the NCAA that year, because a guy took $50 in a beach tournament. I think it was like $50 in prizes. Actually, I don't even think it was money. Right. So their whole careers go down the drain for that. But here I am on the other side, selling at an arena. We set the worldwide record for the sport. You got 10,000 people buying tickets, hot dogs, and beers.
Boy, I was looking for pictures.
And I can't go out and take money for, being in a picture for, let's say, ASICS, who's our sponsor, or any.
You're also doing some
else.
Modeling too, right?
Oh, I was doing a ton of it. So and that's what was the joke, was I could go out and get paid $25,000 by Armani, but I can't take a dime from ASICS or Bank of Hawaii, who's going to use my image anyway. Yeah. So it was a unique situation because my image had a value. It had a day rate attached to it.
Yeah.
And it was thousands of dollars. And yet I turn around and Bank of Hawaii has me on their, welcome to the bank card. So how is that, so you're it was very obvious to me what the problem was. And so we had founded the student union kind of based on that, and that was back in '94 that people have been having this discussion seriously.
Yeah, well, it definitely helped University of Hawaii forfeiting your scholarship, because in light of the fact they're only 4.5, right? The men's volleyball is only allowed to have 4.5 scholarships.
Yeah.
Definitely forfeiting that helped you allocate maybe the sources to something else, which I thought is one of the advantages in how it helps smaller sports outside of football and basketball. Not to mention Division II and Division III. It's one of my arguments where, like, they're under the same guidelines, and Division III, they're not allowed to accept athletic scholarships.
Yeah. So, well, or the Ivy League either, but I don't know if that's going to directly relate. Those two things probably won't relate to each other. My situation was very unique.
Yeah.
But I also just won one of the biggest right of likeness cases in America. And there was a lot of good that came from that case, and there was a lot of really bad that's come from that case in terms of people's ability to defend the illegal use of their likeness. So we won over 7 figures, but within winning that, there was actually,
to what end?
Yes, to a detrimental end, to be specific. People have, through my case, lost a large amount of their standing as individuals in defense of the illegal use of their image.
Right.
And that is a conservative court, corporatist ruling in the most liberal state in the union.
Right.
And you better watch out. Better watch your back.
Well, my argument, and I had Wendy Jones on the show. She's one of these volleyball power moms. Like, her kid won junior nationals twice, going to Stanford. Got a daughter playing for Hector at TCU, the beach team. So She had a lot to say about it, and she talked about the value of and how expensive an education is. And I bought into that argument because we were at a time period where tuitions, like we got out just before they started hiking up stuff. Like me, I went to Hunter for a cup of coffee, but my real education came from Marymount Manhattan. My BFA is in acting. They were the second-ranked program in the country. I auditioned, I got in. What the hell? Let's finish my education here. So, but with that being said, the problem I had was, I think as far as the government getting into it, they pick and choose. Like my argument was, how old do you have to be to join the military? 18 years old, right? So if they're worried about protecting the children from harm, and at the same time allowing people on a list and put them in a position where they're in a forward unit where not only they're not protected at harm, they're in harm's way. What's with the hypocrisy? Why? I mean, why, if they're protecting people, why not make 21 years old the age where kids can serve in the infantry, maybe serve as mechanics or whatever until that, if people are worried about being exploited by other people. That was my second part of the argument.
Wait, you're saying that in relation to your right of likeness?
No, if the rationalization is that kids don't get to profit from their likeness because there are predators out there and that they're trying to protect the best.
No, that's not a reason. That's not the reason. That is. I don't even know who would argue that. It is such a far-fetched, made-up reason for this. Really, that's not it at all. I mean, I
don't want to sound biased, but the smart people, that's a far-fetched argument.
No,
but it's out there.
It's ridiculous. I mean, the idea behind the right of likeness argument is that it is making kids turn professional. Right. So it's jeopardizing their amateur status and all the kind of beliefs and ideas that we hold true to as a society in terms of amateur status in sports.
Yeah, that's like a Tim Tebow. That's his argument in that.
Right. So but they're two totally different things, right? So this was my case to the NCAA. I'm saying, no, using my right of likeness has nothing to do with me playing volleyball.
Yep.
And they said, prove it. And I proved it. And that's why I was able to go and make, hundreds of thousands of dollars using my right of likeness, even though I was a Division I athlete playing as an amateur status.
Yep.
So the line that has now been erased is that you are making the money based on your status as an athlete. Now, could have started an agency, right? And could have run the game, right? I could have said, look, this is how it works. Okay, you got a 15-year-old kid who we know is going to get a scholarship in whatever sport it might be. Let's pick a big one. Let's pick basketball, right? Yeah. It's going to get a full ride. Okay, kid's going to go to the NBA. Let's get him in a few modeling gigs right now. It can be $500, can be $1,000, could be $10.
Right.
But we're going to sign a contract, and he's going to do 4 jobs right now. Now, when he goes to the NCAA, we go, okay, so our guy is going to keep doing what he did before college because that's the ruling. Right. You cannot take a job away from an American.
Got it.
By some kind of regulatory legislation of a quasi legal entity like the NCAA, right?
Particularly in a venture that has nothing to do with the sport, like you just said.
Can't take it away, right? So then the question would be is, oh my, well, can you still go and do Nike, right? See, I was doing Nike, but I wasn't doing Nike as a Nike athlete. I was doing Nike in a Nike catalog.
As a model, yeah.
Right? You see what I mean?
Yep.
So, and this came up a couple times because one of the things that happened was Ralph Lauren started Polo Sport, right? So the question came up again, mid Final Four run, like, oh wait. And we had to go through the question again. And the answer was, hey, I did this before I ever came to college. I'm not going to stop just because I'm making money for you guys.